Peace, family. What's the word? What's the deal? Blessed to see another day. Beautiful day in NYC. Cherry blossoms is out once again. Early morning. I'm a little under the weather. I'm getting over some shit. You gotta excuse me if I sound a little off, but yeah. First things first. Like, subscribe, comment, tap in for all my endeavors. We're on the road to 1,000 supporters. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And we appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. Keep leaving them comments. I'm gonna respond. Just to keep that dialogue going. You know, you never know what could transition to another video and more ideas, you know, so try to keep that dialogue going with you guys. But once again, I appreciate y'all for locking in with me. It's your boy Fame for all my endeavors. Fame Digital 133. We back, man. We back with another episode. You know what's up. Like I said before, like, subscribe, comment. That's the best things y'all could do. Good or bad, leave a comment. Share the page if you get a chance to. You know you got somebody that's like-minded, and this might not be the content for you, but you respect it, share it. Share it with the guy that you know is waking up every day trying to chase something, you know? Creativity, artists, you know, share it. That'd be the best thing. So I figure today we was gonna take the conversation of what happened in New York radio and push it a little bit. So how about this perspective on it, right? Do New York artists even need radio anymore? Like, take a second to think about that. Does New York artists even need radio anymore? At this point, does any artist need radio anymore? When we get down to it, you know, like I said in the last video, that was more nostalgia based on how it was when we was coming up with the radio, the influence that the radio had. But being that in that conversation, we came to the conclusion that the times changed. And these times, do we even need the radio? And I think that's a double-sided question because, yeah, some artists, like I said before, that mainstream is their stream, you know? Radio will be beneficial for them to hit a certain peak. And a lot of the times, the radio will be able to push that artist further than, let's say, a content campaign, or maybe sometimes like a record label will push a single for a radio for a new artist just to get that new artist, you know, in the mix of doing radio interviews and meet and greets. All those things come along with radio, you know? So it's not a right or wrong, it just depends on the situation. But I feel like artists like we are, like straight from the ground up, independent, creatives turn to art turn to creativity. It's not content when you're creative. Like, I don't think we need radio. I think we need to more focus on streaming, even though streaming isn't what I would consider top of the line finances coming in, you know? It's just another form of finances that you'll have coming in, you know? We all pushing to have multiple streams, so of course bigger artists, people that stream more, are making a lot more money off streaming. But streaming versus radio spins, you know? Radio spins is great too, because you can track your BTS and all of that, and get to understand like how well you're doing in these markets. But now with the internet, we one click away from every market. So the thing that the radio would bring is more notoriety, but now with the content, with the engagement, with the algorithm on the internet, I don't think you need radio for notoriety anymore. Like, I could literally put out a song today that a popular TikToker utilizes, and then that song will go to the moon without me ever being on radio. And you know what will happen? That song will end up on radio. Not because I sent it to radio, not because a label sent it to the radio, not because I'm tapped in with the DJ, but because everywhere the DJ go or everywhere the program director goes, this song is playing. So you don't want to be the one radio station not playing this song. So I think the internet, the content, and these platforms, these social media platforms, has made it where radio spins don't really matter as much as they used to, because you don't really have to be broke on radio anymore. And between TikTok and YouTube, like, these are the places that's breaking records now. Like, I first heard NBA Youngboy on YouTube, World Star, and I said, he's gonna be a star. He was a kid with no shirt on. I think it was his first song. A little boy. I remember saying this shit to people around me, like, yo, he's gonna be a star. His voice, the sound, like, that pain mixed with that soul. He got the soul, but he got the pain to mix in. And I said, yo, he's gonna be a star. He wasn't on the radio first. I don't even look at NBA Youngboy as a radio artist now. And he's probably one of the top, probably one of the top 3 biggest artists in hip hop right now. And I can't even sit here and say, I know, like, he had a joint that was like a part of a soundtrack that was on the radio. I think it was like featuring Amigos, maybe. I think that was on the radio heavy. But now that I see and think about it, bro, up here, like, those records is not getting played on the radio. I don't know if they're getting played down south, but I don't look at NBA Youngboy as a radio artist. I think he surpassed the radio. See, and that's another thing I think can happen. I think an artist could get so big that they skip the step of radio. Yeah, you got your Drakes, you got your J. Cole's, you got your Kendricks. They feed right into the system, feed right into it. But artists like NBA Youngboy, he's not as like this, those guys, you know? He brings a lot of other shit. So I feel like it's harder for artists like him to get. He's not doing interviews like that. So I feel like artists like him, it's hard to kind of like push him to radio. But I think he's bigger than radio at this point. I don't think radio could do anything for NBA Youngboy that NBA Youngboy hasn't done for himself yet and his team. So at this point, like, being an artist from New York, especially independent, I think the best lane to go is to lock in with each fan one by one. Create that partnership with that fan. Let them know, like, you're providing a service of this dope art, and all you ask for them is the support. Keep them in tune, keep them on deck with whatever music you're doing, whatever merch you're doing. Start a chat maybe, you know, a mailing list. Let's take it back, email list. Let's make these people who is consuming our product feel a part of the whole story. You know, I think that's the best thing for an independent artist to do, especially coming from New York. Like, I'm not gonna give away too much of the game, because at the end of the day, this is the path that we are on, but it's clearly right in front of you. You know, let's talk West, let's talk Benny, let's talk Conway, let's talk Rock Marciano, let's talk 38 Special. Let's talk about all these independent artists that all come from New York. They might not be from the city. That's the one thing that they do got in common, you know? They all not from the city. So it's some type of understanding that they have of the city, but then they took the independence of somebody that's not in the city. Like, artists from the South is more independent. Artists from other areas is more independent. In New York, like, cats is more, the label, you know, it's label talk, you know, major talk, you know, big bags and payola. But in these other places like the South, outskirts of New York, like, these people is literally building from nothing, because they don't have the market that we have in the city. So they literally building out of necessity. And then that ends up coming with a whole nother market for them, a whole new world. I figure they probably didn't even know what Be Like it is, you know? We talking about artists that's selling millions and millions of dollars of merch. Forget the music, just the merch, millions of dollars. So I don't think we need New York radio no more, especially artists who's doing this independently, who's doing this with they team. They're not signed to a major label. I don't think we need radio no more. I don't think so. I think the independent run is more formidable, it's more longevity, it's more, you learn from it more than just signing a paper and having some guy tell you, you know, what you gotta do. I feel like this here, if you're that type of artist though, this is the path to go. It's longer, it's harder, it's more stressful, but the reward is beneficial. The craziest thing is New York City radio dying might be the best thing for New York City. Even in the last video, even though I say like it might come off as if I'm saying like, why aren't you guys playing these artists? But a few days of sitting with it and thinking about it, if New York radio was playing these artists, maybe these artists wouldn't have the fervor, the understanding to create their own world and bring people into their world, you know? So I think it's beneficial in a sense because it gave us the push to not be so comfortable and not live off the, oh, I'm from New York and I'm the hardest in New York, and yeah, all that shit got snatched away because the internet broke. It didn't matter where you was from anymore. Are you bringing that shit? That's it. Before it mattered, people from the South couldn't get to what was going on here. People from there couldn't get to what was going on over here. So it was like, yo, the mystique, the mysteriousness. But y'all took that shit away, man. The internet, social media, all that shit took it away. So it's like, if you ain't gonna be mysterious, you better put yourself out there, because you can't be in between. Can't be in between. So in my opinion, New York don't need radio anymore. We've grown, the world have grown. Not to say it's not other markets that still the radio thrives. And I'm not even saying that in New York the radio is not thriving. It's millions of people here. Not everybody's listening to streaming. Not everybody's paying for that shit. But when you want to talk about who's pushing the culture forward, who's taking it to the next level, who's gonna be the newest artist, because I keep hearing that conversation. And that's probably gonna be the next episode. But the next the conversation I keep hearing now is who's gonna be the next artist coming out of New York? Who's gonna take the reins of New York? And I think the problem is that we already have that right now. But they independent artists. But they eating on another scale and they influencing the game. But people don't really see that. Because they look at it like, oh, you know, if you're not on the radio, or if you're not, you know, if I don't know you, or if the baddies and starlets don't know you, or, you know, like, that's what they on now. So you got artists that's providing the blueprint and the game plan on how to create your world and bring people into your world and provide the service of your art in that world so people could live there, you know? We don't need New York radio no more. I'm glad that we grew from it. I'm glad we taking it to the next extent with our art. I'm glad independence is being preached a lot more because we had an era, I guess, where they was throwing the money at the artists, where artists ain't want to be independent. Even now, I hear the funny shit about it, I hear Nori say it all the time. No, not independent. Oh, hell no. It's funny as hell to me, though, because it's just funny, because a nigga like Nori is not really putting out music like that. You know, he got Drink Champs, he killing off that shit, but when he talks about the independence, it's like the disgust of independence is like, what? I gotta pay for that? Oh, I gotta do this? Oh, what? We not flying? We gotta take the bus? It's just funny to me. Like, shout out to Nori, though. Nori's one of them guys, man. Like we love Nori, man. Big fucking Queens, man. But just that perspective, like, that's how a lot of people think. Like, he's not bringing up the fact that you got to pay all that shit back. He's bringing up like, yo, I can't do the coach when I could do the private, or I can't do the when I could do the, you know. So it's an interesting understanding. It's not for everybody. Let Nori tell it. It's not for everybody. It's for a lot of us though. If you want ownership, if even like people with families and kids, like you want to be able to control your own narrative, and you want to be able to control your schedule, and you want to be able to control the things that you're doing, because you got to pour time into them too. So like, we don't need New York City radio anymore. We don't. But we do need the artists in New York, the tastemakers in New York, the DJs in New York, the promoters in New York, to all work together, man. Work together. Let's try to push the culture forward for New York. Let's keep our sound alive. Like, I don't mean our sound by just like, it ain't just about bars, man. What happened to lifestyle rappers? Hey, come on, man. I grew up on Fab. Fab is dumb nice, but he made anthems. He made lifestyle records. Where's the anthems at? Wow, where's these records at? Like, everything is like emo, going through shit, break up, and either that or like, I don't even know anymore. It's like, and then the niggas with the bars is get like oh, y'all niggas just want to rap all day. Man, ain't nobody saying nothing. We gotta say something. The youth need to hear something, man. They need to be able to put on the radio and hear certain songs that could be like, all right, maybe I shouldn't make that decision I was gonna make. Cause I just heard so-and-so say it, like, and it's not even about correlating crime and violence, and these is real things that's happening in people's lives. So the music sometimes is, people don't go to therapy all the time. Sometimes that music is giving the people the perspective that they need, So support great art. Don't fucking pigeonhole nobody. And like, we need different sounds, we need different shit. We don't always need the same shit. And I think we'll be all right. In my opinion, we don't need New York radio. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Do y'all think we need it? Do y'all think we don't? Do y'all think it can help? Do y'all think it's a detriment? Let me know how y'all feel about it. It's your boy Fame. We here for all my endeavors. About to hit that 100 subscribers. We probably hitting it right now. Matter of fact, we probably already hit it once this video drop. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love. Share, subscribe, like, comment, good or bad. Let's create some dialogue, For all my endeavors, Fame Digital 133. Much love to y'all. Y'all have a good day, man. I'm out. Peace.
And we gon' get into it like this. And we gon' get into it like, gave y'all time, now pay y'all homage. Ain't no human alive that's gon' take what's ours. Niggas got comments, but no commas. Put me in the league with the rhyme and shit. I make honest. After this drop, yeah, no more modest. A verses like crack. Fiends storm the stage for the rock like Lil Mama. Pop said don't touch the stove, it was too hot. That white was on the bubble like some ramen. Now I was there rhyming. Leave my soul in these samples, we in alignment. The flow will never age like Kenan Thompson. We got mighty for the ducks, try to remain clean in the grimiest of cuts. Gotta remain you and be tested enough to judge. They throw confetti and then it turn into mud. Like John Thompson, lead the game with my sons. They choose to squander and shit, we still won. We still won. No expectations equal no more trauma. Burgundy crock on the cover like no more drama. I ain't believe in it till I got my karma. Then I rebuilt my armor, mixing brown with the yellows like Arnold Palmer. My lady a Christie, not Barbie doll. She laugh at you niggas like Hardy, I tell them to beat it like Mardi Gras, Put you ducks on the grill like foie gras. Hey, bars are for alarm. Before I was born, been putting that full on. Send for me like Atlantic Star. The conclusion is foregone. Grinding to the crib, got 4 lawns. 4 dogs in the bin, take a 4x4 John. Ever since we lost Jazz, shit a 4 more. A lot of y'all did the 4 wrong. I found to keep the 4 strong. We got mighty for the ducks, try to remain clean in the grimiest of cuts. Gotta remain you and be tested enough to judge. They throw confetti and then it turn into mud. Like John Thompson, lead a game with my sons. They choose to squander his shit, we still won. We still won.
Frustrating thing is with all that's going on in society today, why are we closing the door on kids who have motivation to try to do something constructive? You know, with all the fears that we have, I mean, at least let's be creative enough as educators, rather than to say we're going to ostracize these kids from society, of saying let's be creative enough to use these energies on kids who at least have some form of motivation. We're not saying drop the standards. People who want to demean what we are doing will always say that they are opposed to standards. We're not opposed to standards, have never been opposed to standards.